Well, hello, my valued listeners, and welcome to another episode of Living in Your Power. I'm your host, Marleen Greenleaf, and I am thrilled to welcome you to the second episode of Season 3. So as we settle into January, it's the perfect time to reflect on our goals, check in with ourselves, and explore how to stay the course as we move through the year. So this month, we're diving into the theme of setting goals and staying the course. We'll talk about why it's so easy to lose momentum, how to stay focused, and most importantly, how to make goals that work for you and not against you. So let's get into it. We're a couple of weeks into the new year, and I have to ask again, how are you feeling about your goals? Are you on track? Or maybe you're starting to feel the weight of the commitments you've made. Again, it's completely normal to lose some of that New Year's spark. And here's the thing. Motivation is like the weather. It's not always sunny. And that's okay. The key is to having a plan for those cloudy days when you don't feel like showing up. So let me share one of my favorite tools for reflection. The 3-question check-in. You ask, what's going well? What's challenging me? And what's one thing I can do differently moving forward? I want you to take a moment to think about your answers. If something isn't working, it's not a failure. It's feedback. So use it to adjust your approach and keep going. I'm going to repeat those 3 questions, check in again. Ask yourself, what's going well? What's challenging you? And what's one thing you can do differently moving forward? So now let's talk about goal setting. We hear a lot about SMART goals, goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And while that framework is helpful, I think we need to go just a little bit deeper. So here are 3 things I want you to consider when setting your goals. First is alignment. Ask yourself, does this goal align with my values and vision for my life? Second, sustainability. Is this something I can realistically maintain? The next is purpose. Why does this goal matter to me? So for example, if your goal is to exercise more, ask yourself why. Is it about health, stress relief, or having more energy? And when you connect your goals to a deeper purpose, it becomes easier to stay committed. Let's move on and let's talk about staying the course. Setting the goal is just the beginning. Following through is where the real work happens. So here are 3 strategies I want to share with you to help you stay on track. And this goes to me also. First, you have to break it down. Big goals can feel overwhelming. So break them into smaller, actionable steps and focus on one step at a time. Next, track your progress. Whether it's a journal, an app, or a calendar, find a way to track your progress and celebrate those small wins. Finally, practice self-compassion. Remember, progress isn't always linear. Give yourself grace when things don't go as planned, and use setbacks as opportunities to learn. Here's a quick story I want to share with you. A client of mine set a goal to read 1 book a month, and by February, they were behind. So So instead of giving up, they adjusted their goals to 10 pages a day. And by the end of the year, they read 15 books. So sometimes it's the small, consistent actions that leads to the biggest win. So I want you to think on that. And before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a challenge. This week, I want to encourage you to identify one small step you can take towards your goal. Write it down and share it with someone, whether that's a friend, family member, or even me. I would love to hear it. So better yet, share it on LinkedIn and tag me, Marleen Greenleaf, so I can cheer you on. And while you're on LinkedIn, don't forget to subscribe to my leadership newsletter. It's packed with practical tips, tools, and inspiration to help you lead with purpose and confidence. And I'd love to have you join that community. Remember, the key isn't to move mountains in one day. It's to take consistent steps, no matter how small. So I want to thank you for joining me today on this episode of Living in Your Power. And as you take on this challenge, keep in mind that the path to success is a journey, not a race. I want you to live boldly in your power today. And if it gets tough, just breathe. You still got the strength to rise. So until next time, dear listeners, stay safe, stay empowered, and I'll see you back here soon. Continue to live in your